Hello, and welcome to Reserve Inspiration's Feybies Recovery Service, LLC. Um, Real quick, my name is Aaron, your Galaxy Master. I'm joined by my friends and players, Gel playing Iris, Panic playing M Frett, and everyone knows Sarah playing Ursula. We had our first session last week, and I thought it went pretty well. So we'll see where the story takes this party now. Quick recap. Last time, the group, desperate for a job and for money, for fuel and other supplies, they hear about a job from their contact. Never remember her name. Krivis, and they find out it's actually a twofer job where they can make a lot of extra money, essentially recovering a person and a device. They are being sent to Mechanus, a mechanical and industrial planet, which is wrought with acidic rain and horrible weather and just dirty, horrible denizens. And yeah, it should be fantastic. They're headed to, I don't believe it was mentioned the specific name, but it's the Chroma Laboratory. And that's where they're kind of on their way to at the moment. It's the planet Mechanus. That's where we're going to pick up. Hello, party. You are currently in Mikasa, your ship, headed toward the Earth elemental plane to pass through that into a different sector of the galaxy to head to the planet Mechanus. So, what are y'all doing?
Ursula's in a room preparing,
Sure.
gathering things, reading.
Iris would be at the helm piloting.
Okay. So Iris is piloting. M. Frett, what are you doing?
Probably just tooling away on the loot and thinking about some of the awesome heist plays I have either read or seen. Thinking about
Nice.
how are we going to go about this lab thing. Okay.
Do you have any little delicious tidbit or morsel of what you're strumming on your loot?
Yeah, just going through and I'm just like, all I wanna do is have some fun. I got a feeling I'm not the only one.
You see Poe, Ursula's Raven, just kind of tapping one of his toes along to the beat as you're in deep thought while also kind of playing a bit.
Also, no one come for me for the singing. I know it's bad.
No, you know what? I got to give you props. I'm actually going to give you an inspiration for going ahead and singing on camera.
Ah,
I won't do that. So, inspiration for you.
and that builds in this one. You can like hold on to
so
it.
normally, yes, we're not doing the ifs for the mini series. This is just a re-roll of your choice.
Okay.
And you can re-roll your own D20 roll, an ally's D20 roll, or an enemy's D20 roll. Your choice.
Okay. Oh, cool.
Inspiration. So yeah, Fret's tooling around on the loot. Iris is keeping an eye out, navigating and flying. And Ursula,
She's doing a little head nod along with her brother's tune if she hears it.
Yeah, for sure. He's probably in the lounge, it's just kind of right outside the cockpit area. So you kind of, you're getting the full brunt of the sound emanating in.
It's too happy a noise, so Ursula has like a pillow over her head, like.
There's two kinds of siblings.
Yeah. It's okay. I know what she likes when the time comes.
Perfect. All right. So you're all going about your regular businesses. I'm assuming this is going to be a kind of what you're doing for the majority of the trip, as it should only take like maybe 2 days time to get there. And as you are traveling, Iris, after about a half day's journey, you begin to start seeing large structures just floating through space. This is something you've seen before. You've been through the Earth plane astral belt before. Some sections can be quite dangerous, depending, because sometimes the larger the asteroids, the more clumsy they are, and they kind of slam into each other. And if you're trying to navigate through, it can be a little dangerous. Also, give me a nature check, Iris, as you're going through here.
Nature. 12.
12. You know that there's also some creatures that live among the asteroids here that can be quite deadly to ships. Some of them are large worm-like creatures that burrow into the asteroids, and they actually feed on the metals that are found inside. Also known as your ship is metal, so be careful. But then you do also know that there are a few winged beasts. They're quite rare to be found out in that area. But for the most part, you got to watch out for large worms. Now, if you'd like, you can make a survival check to try to navigate through on a course that either you may have traveled before or a course that seems like it could be a little easier than others.
Can I call one of my siblings forward to aid me? That way it's kind of like a pilot co-pilot type thing.
Absolutely. Who would you like
Alrighty.
to do?
I'll call Ursula up.
Sure.
Yeah. So I'll go on the intercom and be like, hey Urs, can you help me out with this?
Yes.
Thank you.
If I hear this, I kind of just want to also.
Though she's like there, like she's already waiting for you to say that.
Sure. Yeah. What were you gonna say, Frett?
I was gonna say my ears perk up a little bit, and I'm just like kind of looking over, like, all right, keeping an eye on it too.
Sure.
Not really moving, just.
All right. So if Iris, you are, I'm looking at this as maybe Ursula is navigating,
Mm-hmm.
and Iris is trying to maneuver through where Ursula's pointing things out. Would you both agree with this?
Yes.
All right, so Ursula, I get a survival check from you, but then Iris, can I get a dexterity check from you?
Okay.
$15.
Okay.
I rolled a nat 1, so I got a 3.
Oh, yes. Oh, good. All right. So yeah, you begin to navigate through, and there's some space between asteroids, and you're kind of maneuvering as you go. And Ursula, every once in a while, is like, "Oh, that spot looks like it'll be a little easier to get through," and you can kind of start following her path as she points it out. And you kind of are starting to, well, you're heading through all these large asteroids. Occasionally they're colliding with one another, and you can see like bits of rubble that kind of break off and spray out. You actually fly by quite a large asteroid where you can see there's a few ships that have landed. There's some drilling there. You can see a horde of dwarves just mining away on one of the asteroids. And you're kind of not really paying attention, and Ursula's like, "This one, right? Watch out!" And you just across the side, and you hear, it's a Poe. "You're good. You're good. You're good." As you're just grinding across, you kind of like, correct yourself and get back on course, Iris. But there's definitely some damage to the outer hull of the ship. Let me see what we got going on here. Ooh, that's a lot of damage. 17 points of slashing damage to the side of the ship.
No.
Frett, you're kind of in the back room chilling, playing your lute, and all of a sudden you just get thrown off of your seat.
Ah! Well, you guys good up there? What's up?
Oh, it's terrible.
We're alive, aren't we?
I guess.
Would you like to look into that? See if it's something we could fix?
I guess, but for now, Jesus, take the wheel, and I will give Iris some bardic inspiration.
There we go.
That she can use.
Do you have bardic inspiration? D8, is that correct?
A 1d8, yep.
So Iris, any D20 roll that you make, you can add M. Frett's inspiration, a D8, for the next 10 minutes in game.
Okay. Yeah. So I just roll a D8 on top of it?
Yeah, when you make the roll.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. If you need a little help.
If you think, before I say that passes or fails, you can kind of be like, I'll roll it just to be on the safe side. Perfect. So you're kind of moving through, and you when you slam into the side, you can actually when you look back down, you see a couple of the dwarves with their hands up, like, why are you doing that kind of thing. It looks like maybe you destroyed some of their scaffolding.
Not our problem.
No.
God, no.
But you continue on.
Yeah, not my problem.
You continue on nonetheless. Can I get another survival check from Ursula and another dexterity check from Iris for the second leg of the Earth plane travel?
Haha, 12.
Okay.
So I rolled a 7, but I added that D8, so I got an 11.
11. Okay, well that's not super failing on either part. They're just very average. So Ursula, you're trying your best. Now the asteroids, they are getting closer to one another, and it's getting harder to maneuver the ship. As small as your ship is, it's getting harder to maneuver the ship in between and through all of these as before they collide with one another. So you're kind of trying to point out the best pathways. And Iris, you're doing a pretty good job of trying to keep up with Ursula's pointing out, like, go this down there, go that way. And as you are doing so, Ursula's like, try to maneuver under this one. And as you are maneuvering under, you see it kind of shift and move. And you see these segmented sections begin to curl and move, and you see massively huge, bigger than some of the asteroids floating out here, this white skinned worm just stretches out. It's going to attempt to attack the ship.
Okay, we can try to maneuver out of the way.
It kind of reaches out, and as your ship is flying by, it just, the back end, one of those fairy-like wings that helps propel the ship, just gets torn off. And it tries to reach out and grab the ship, but you're too quick. Can you give me a dexterity saving throw, Iris? And it's same with M. Frett and Ursula. You both, you were all sitting, right? No one was standing? Yeah, you're fine. Just Iris then, dexterity save.
11.
Okay. As this thing rips off one of the fairy wing propellers, you try to correct course, and you kind of careen into the side of a smaller asteroid. No more damage to the ship, but it's like, oh, well, that's actually way more than I thought. 6 more points of damage, 23 total to your ship.
All right, now Ursula's mad. How far away is this creature?
It can't hit you at this point. It was just trying to reach out to grab you as you were coming through, and you were just quick enough to maneuver around its bite. It was able to grab just one of your wings.
All right.
We still good up there?
Yeah, and Fred, you feel the whole ship shudder again, and you hear like a snapping sound as metal breaks behind you in the back part of the ship, in the aft.
Are you tired? How long you been driving? That's like it's like illegal to drive more than like 8 hours at a time, man.
Would you care to take over?
I mean, I could.
M. Frett, as you're saying this to Iris, you're kind of going back and forth with the banter. I need you to give me a perception check.
Okay. Where am I? There we go. Ooh, nat 20 plus 4, 24.
Ooh.
Nice.
You can, as you're kind of arguing with Iris a little bit and kind of having that banter, just in like, you don't even notice it at first, but it starts to pick up a little bit, and you kind of, what is that? You hear like a very, very low
I'm like,
sound. Yeah, it's like a very low hissing noise that you can hear.
does it sound like
Coming from the back of the ship.
air escaping almost?
Ooh, it does indeed sound like there could be some air escaping.
Great. I think we have a leak. Air leak. Catastrophic. Guys,
Yes.
we gotta do a thing. We gotta fix that. Oxygen's pretty important, I think, right? Big brain over there. We need that to survive.
She
Yes. What?
Well,
Ursula, do you want to take the wheel and I go back there, or you want to help him out?
I'll drive. I'll just drive.
All right. Give Ursula the controls, and she's gonna
all right.
go assist Frett.
All right.
Let's
So
suss
Iris,
this
you
out.
head back with Frett. You kind of look around for a second. With that natural 20 Frett, you find the leak immediately. There's a couple papers that are like stuck to the wall where it's trying to like suck the air out.
There.
It's not a big hole. It's not a big hole at all. It's just a small scrape in the side of the ship. What you're thinking happened was from the original damage that the ship took from the side of the asteroid. When the worm ripped off part of the wing, that was the last little bit that it needed to kind of rip a small tear in the side of the metal. So it's not a big hole, but leave it the way it is. You're probably going to run out of air pretty quickly.
All right. Well, we've been on the ship for a bit, so we probably know how to do basic repairs to the insides like this. So I guess Iris?
Would you guys have been prepared and had extra sheets of metal and
I feel like we
bolts
have
and
a little emergency kit on our little ship because we do live in it, so we need to be ready at all times.
I'm going to say there's a 10% chance that you don't. So Frett, roll a percentile die. If you roll 1 to 10, you don't have the supplies necessary to fix it.
All right. Does a D100, right?
Yes, please.
There we go.
We just say that Ursula's smart enough where maybe she had a checklist.
Yeah, we could say that.
Oh, I got 16.
Barely makes it, but you do make it. You have just enough sheet metal to fix this scrape.
All right.
And you're probably going to have to pick up some more on Mechanus, which shouldn't be a problem because Mechanus, it has tons of metal and all that kind of stuff, machine work and such.
All right. I'll get the tool bag and just hand the tools to Iris because that's not my thing.
Iris, are you proficient in smithing?
How would I check that?
Where is it? Proficiencies would be middle left, kind of where your passive perception and whatnot are, I think, or actually might be lower than that. Oh yeah, sorry, it's the next section down under armor and weapons. It would be under the tools section.
Weapon.
Ursula is not proficient in anything. I have her up right now. Let's see. Iris, you've got
It doesn't say anything.
nothing. You have nothing.
Yeah,
You
I have
are not
nothing.
proficient. Not a problem. You can still attempt it. You just don't get the proficiency bonus.
Okay.
So it would be, let's see, for this, I'll say a strength check.
Strength. Click out.
Get it all hammered, nailed in there.
I rolled a 16.
Yeah, easy enough. You get a small piece of scrap metal that you had, the sheet metal, and you're able to just kind of bolt a couple bolts in there, and yeah, stop the oxygen from escaping. Congratulations, you fixed your ship. Well, fixed is a strong word.
It's yeah.
Repaired.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
so happy.
Yeah, after she fixes everything, she's gonna yell out crisis averted.
All right.
Crisis averted. All right, so are you continuing to fly, Ursula, and have someone else do the survival checks this time?
Yeah, sure. It's probably a terrible idea, but I just want to get to this planet.
Frett,
Are you survivaling?
Yeah, I'll I'll hope for.
All right, so yeah, you can be
I'll help
pointing
with
out the
that.
asteroids, and Ursula
right.
can be attempting to navigate around them.
Okay. All right.
One final check. Let's do it.
Here we go.
What are my decks?
Yes.
And I rolled survival.
Yes, please.
15.
I rolled an 18.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
All right.
Nice.
Did
Yeah.
not expect that. I'm just very angry. So now I'm just
You're like, I'll show her.
Frett starts getting this.
out.
Ursula, Frett starts getting this situation going where anytime you need to kind of swerve down, he plays a chord in like, I don't even know anything about music, but he starts playing different chords with a different
So
direction.
it's like I'm playing a video game now.
Yeah, exactly. Up,
Yeah.
down, left,
Noise is
right.
where I need to go.
Up, down, left, right. And yeah, so you're getting into the
Yeah.
groove as Frett's kind of playing these notes. Sometimes they're awkward notes because you got to swerve in weird directions, but it seems to have this weird melody. Give me a performance check, Panic.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Frett.
Yeah. Here we go. Oof, that's also a natural 20 plus 27.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
I would like to, with that amazing inspiration, without even utilizing an inspiration for the day, Ursula, you are now inspired by Frett. If you need a D8 for any roll, you got it.
Sweet.
All right, very good. So yeah, you make quick work of it. You get through the asteroid field with a jaunty tune that every once in a while feels.
Dare I say Ursula is smiling?
Oh wow, that
Like
must be real creepy.
Creepily,
Yeah.
but
Wonderful. All right, so yeah, you get through the Earth domain, and you continue on. And as you kind of are passing through the final asteroids, and you got like some slight debris that you're working your way through, the lighting changes significantly. You go from where you entered the Earth realm. It was a very bright yellow sun. Here in this new realm that you've entered into, this new section of the galaxy, this quadrant, there's a blue glow that just emanates all around. It's not super bright, but it's enough light to get by. But that is welcome to the sector of the blue sun. So yeah, you continue to make your way. I need actually no, because the ship would just navigate you directly there. So I'd say you're probably good at this point. So you travel for another half day or so, taking a break in between and whatnot. And eventually you begin to start seeing not a planet itself, but swirls of cloud and mist. And you can see this every once in a while, there's just a dull flash of orange within the clouds. The clouds themselves are like a purplish gray, very, very dark. And yeah, you can see ships heading in and out of the miasma. Regular basis, ships coming and going. One thing you do notice is a large floating structure, almost like a satellite, that is just kind of orbiting around Mechanus on, well, if someone wants to make a nature check, you can.
sure. Oh, get away from 16.
16, yes. So especially since this isn't a bright yellow sun to provide a good amount of light, it looks as though the denizens of Mechanus have designed some sort of satellite that's run by humanoid power. There's people on this satellite, and it is emanating an orangey glow of light down through the clouds on the opposite side of the planet from where the sun would reach. So it looks like this thing is orbiting around the planet while it orbits around the sun to always be on the opposite side of the planet to provide light.
Always daytime. Weird.
Yeah. But you can see this cloud-like miasma all around as you begin to head toward the planet. What would you like to do?
So am I still driving? Because I'd like to take notes on exactly what it looks like, but
We can swap out if you like.
tag team.
Sure.
Tag team out.
So since I'm in a good mood, I'll actually even do the.
Yeah.
All right. So, Frett, you jump in the seat.
Sure.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Now I'm gonna need for you. Are you heading directly down into like onto the planet? Or are you heading through the miasma?
Oh, I mean, does that the miasma? Does this something with piloting a spaceship? Does this look like something that might be a threat that I might have seen before, or
Yeah.
if I haven't seen it
Know
before,
where
I'd
we're
probably
aiming
want to try to
for?
avoid it a little bit if I'm like, oh, how that's strange.
Frett, give me either a nature or arcana check.
Okay. Let's go Arcana. Let's see.
Sure.
3.
3.
Yeah.
It's probably fine.
Oh, all right.
Just
Let's
looks like
go.
clouds.
Wait, I didn't notice this before I was.
Oh, you definitely did. You definitely noticed that there's lightning clouds.
Oh, okay. So I'm just with my check, I think it's fine. I'm just gonna start heading towards it.
Sure.
What? Dude, you're making that noise and that face. What's up?
You're about to fly into a giant cloud of lightning.
What?
You see through the
Uh,
purpley gray cloud, just another like burst of orange light that seems to be wow, I can't think of words today. It seems to be
Emanating?
wow, I can't it's being held back. Like you can't see the full brightness of the light.
Being suppressed.
obscured.
Help, I'm
suppressed.
being repressed.
It's being suppressed by the thick cloud cover.
Yeah, I knew that. Duh. I mean, yeah. I mean, this way's faster.
Cuss.
But yeah, I guess I'll go around, since you pointed it out.
Am I close enough to hear that banter?
Yeah, sure.
I'm just gonna yell outside my room, like, it's not easy, isn't it?
All right. So as you make your way through this cloud-covered lightning, do I want you to make a perception check or a dexterity check? Give me a perception check.
All right. Perception that's a 19.
19. All right. Yeah, you deftly dodge through all of this lightning as you're going through, and it's very difficult to see. You can't even see like 5 feet in front of you, but it's almost reactionary. Whenever you see just like the slightest glint of orange start to glow, you immediately cut the wheel to the opposite side, and kind of you're jerking around, and Ursula and Iris are just taking a ride.
All I can think is making them sick.
Yeah,
Making them sick.
for sure. Actually, yeah. Why don't the two of you make Constitution checks for me?
12.
Okay.
17.
Yeah. So you're fine, Iris. You're used to this kind of stuff being thrown around and
I'm used to
fights and whatever
shenanigans.
else. Yeah, you're used to shenanigans. Ursula, you're a little more reserved, and being thrown around this ship, you're not to the point where you think you're going to throw up or anything, but you're definitely just getting some motion sickness from being tossed around.
Well, at least I haven't hit anything.
And as you say that, you kind of appear out of this cloud.
Whoop.
And you can see massive cities all around in all directions, just covering the tops of these giant gears, larger than you've ever seen. It's hard to believe that these were man-made. Maybe they weren't, but they are massive. And you can see around you, the cloud cover is kind of blocking behind where you are now. There's still orange lightning crackling out in different directions. And you can notice, you do notice that the clouds are getting even darker. They're becoming almost like a royal purple.
Well, I make a note of clouds are bad. Don't fly through them. Probably if I can avoid them for next time.
Sure.
Yeah, and I guess where is it? Since sisters, what do I do?
Oh,
Where are we going? What are we doing? Read those blueprints. What?
where are we?
Coordinates.
What's the name
The
of this
blueprint,
place?
we'll bring those up right now for the audience.
If I know what the blueprints look like, would I know what it looks like from the ship?
Give me an intelligence check.
I'm just gonna like poke the GPS on the ship. It's like, yeah, is this working? Where am I going?
The compass rose just goes from like north to dead south.
Oh, crap.
It was a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. And this is to kind of try to notice the building from above.
Yeah, to figure out where we're supposed to be going instead of just landing in some random city and having to navigate through the city. Rather
Sure.
see it from above and land.
Absolutely. I like the way you think.
Mhm.
So with a dirty 20, that's pretty damn good. You kind of hunker down in your favorite chair right next to the window in Mikasa, and you're just constantly staring out, trying to match the shape of that building in the blueprints to a building somewhere out here. You pass a few that could be. One's the right shape. It's a little too small for what you think a lab would be. There's another one that's quite the large building, but some of the curvatures don't match up. But after an hour of just traveling up and down, hitting all these different gears, you do find a building that you think fits the description. Can I get a perception check?
This is going well. Okay, 18.
18. Yeah, and you can see that there are, as you're kind of careening over this larger building, there's tons of buildings around it, warehouses and other larger multi-floored structures and whatnot. You can see that there's a very heavy presence of Dragonborn on this gear at the very least. And you do see, at least from this vantage point, you do see the loading dock area of the blueprints, which is the very, very north section of the blueprint where there's that protrusion and a couple guards. You see a couple guards in there. And I'll give you a quick description. You're going to have to think a little Star Warsy with this. However, they are black scaled Dragonborn, and they have the white plastic looking armor, kind of like a stormtrooper, but it doesn't cover across all their entire body. There's different, like, elbows are left open. So you got this kind of black and white look to them. It's quite interesting. It's kind of futuristic and tech-like. And can you give me a history check? Actually, anyone who's looking out as you're flying down and you can see these Dragonborn, can you give me a history check, please?
I would love to.
Why, yes. A 17.
17.
Got a 3.
16.
Get Frett, 16. What did Frett get?
A 17.
17. And then Jill, you got real low, right?
I got 3.
3. Okay. Yeah, they're dragons of some sort. Iris. Yeah. However, the other two of you would know, Frett and Ursula, that judging by the scale color, these Dragonborn are chromatic, and chromatic are well known to be evil. You know that the chromats are part of the chromagene. It's a regime built by chromatic Dragonborn, where they think that they are superior to their metallic brethren, and aim to wipe them out and destroy them all. And then once they've done that, they look to control the galaxy. So that's kind of where they're at. And you see there are these black scaled ones in full decked out armor that are just kind of patrolling the loading dock area of this building. So M. Frett and Ursula, you'd know that. Iris, not so much.
Ugh,
Okay.
these guys, right? All their rules, and they're not even fun. It's not even like fun evil. It's like just boring evil. Sucks.
Iris is gonna just nod along like she knows what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Ursula's just gonna be like, assholes. It's under her breath.
So now that you've found the location and you noticed the type of soldiers outside, what would you like to do?
Well, we'll probably not hover here, but now that we know where it is, make our way kind of
I wouldn't
away.
say we should land on the roof.
No, we probably, I don't know.
Why don't you give me a perception check? Oh wow, I just blanked on your name completely.
Frett?
Frett, yeah, I'm Frett.
You
I
said
got the
perception.
M. I couldn't get the Frett for some reason.
Okay, it's okay.
I will say an advantage if Ursula is helping you.
Okay, I'll help.
Okay.
So
I like the
make a
looks of it.
perception.
All right. First roll, 19.
19. Okay.
Second roll, 21.
21. Nice. As you're kind of circling around, you're continually moving around this gear in kind of a circular pattern. You do spot a few taller structures that they're skinny at the bottom and they rise up and kind of expand at the top. And it looks like a lot of ships have been landing and leaving from there and coming and going. And you think that you could probably land on there. It's probably a charge to do so, but you could probably land there.
Okay. Point it out to the sisters. Yeah, we might be able to land over here. What are your thoughts? Should we go for it?
If you think that's the best choice, then go ahead.
I think that's the most convenient, only choice we have, like this close by.
Do it. We just need to make sure we enter from the right area.
Right. Okay. I will attempt to put it down.
Okay. Can you give me a regular dexterity check, but I'll say with advantage.
Okay.
As you're all fairly proficient with landing your own ship.
Okay. Sorry, just regular dex, not a
Yeah, dex check, not a save.
Okay. So I can just get rid of the my proficiency bonus, right?
Correct. So be what?
So
16?
14.
Wait, what? Didn't you roll a 19?
That was with I rolled it as a dex save, so it added the proficiency
So it added
bonus.
3, so it'd be 16 then.
What?
Total
No.
was 19. Your
Mhm.
proficiency bonus is 3, so if you subtract that, it comes out to 16 is your total roll,
Oh, okay. Then that's what I rolled.
which is better than 14.
Okay. Yep.
Perfect. Yeah, it's easy enough. You can let it down. It's a nice, easy landing. No more damage to the ship. And as the gangway kind of opens and slides down,
And that's how you do it.
She's gonna glare at him like, really?
Begin to make your way down the gangway, and you see this really small gnome girl, just arms crossed. All right, it's 45 credits to park here for the day.
Day. Ah.
It's prime real estate. You won't find a better parking spot than this.
With such a pretty face like that, I'd pay 80 a day.
You can do that. I'll take it.
No, I'm not gonna do that. But
She's got like little green pigtails
Oh, she sounds so cute.
Yeah, she's real tiny.
Yeah.
Iris is just standing behind Frett with her hands on her axe and an intimidating stare. Just not blinking, just staring at her like, you better make this cheap.
Oh, I mean, now that's a daily rate. What if we're not here, full 24 to 32 hours, however long your day is here?
24 hours is one day, so it'd be 45 gold. But if you want to stay another day, it's going to be 90.
Do you have any half-day rates?
No.
No, are you sure about there's nothing you could possibly
I'm pretty
do?
sure.
Gosh.
You can talk to my manager.
Oh, I don't want to Karen you. No.
No, Iris is gonna hold out and be like, you want to speak to ours?
Oh, give me an intimidation check. This tiny little gnome girl.
Carol is a hustler.
She's like.
I rolled a
211.
21.
Oh, she's like, well, it's maybe like 25 gold, but I'll be right back. And she starts to leave.
Oh.
Oh, no. Karen'd it. We Karen'd it.
Did we give her the money? Did she already take it?
She hasn't taken it yet. No, it looks like she's heading to this small box-like structure in the center of this giant platform.
Are there any signs around that say the price for the day?
Make an investigation check.
Okay.
Can all of us do that, or just?
We're gonna Karen. We might as well Karen hard.
Yeah, you can all start to search for prices.
Oh no, I didn't Karen hard at all. I got a
13.
Oh, I got a 7.
7.
Oh no, I got 10.
I got a 13.
Okay.
Going well.
No.
Yeah, Ursula, you give up almost immediately. This place is pretty flat, and you don't see anything besides that box-like structure, and then a bunch of ships around. So you're looking around, and you don't see anything that has any prices. It's kind of the same for you, Frett. You're looking around, and you're trying to strain your eyes to see if maybe there's something written on that building. Nothing. But Iris, you get a little frustrated looking around, not seeing anything, and you just kind of like throw your head into the air and then look down. And as you kind of look down, you see there are these plates that are kind of drilled into the floor, and it's got rates on it. It looks like there's one at each of the parking spots. It shows the rates. What you noticed is one day is 40 credits.
That's all it says.
Well, it has like a week. You can do it by day. You can do a week, which is much cheaper. I can calculate that if you need me to.
I don't think we'll be here that long.
I don't think so. I hope not.
I mean, she's away. Can't we just skedaddle while she's at the box thing?
Oh, don't
Lock up the ship and then run.
They're gonna impound our ship, man.
You can absolutely run. That is something that you can do.
No.
I am not gonna do that.
Fine. It was just a suggestion.
How far away? How far is the gnome?
Well, she's actually on her way back.
Okay.
And you see there is this large Goliath following behind. He's got these black tattoos that just cover his face and come down along the cheeks. He's wearing a shirt, but I don't know if you can call it wearing a shirt because it's so tight. It just shows all of his like rippling muscles, his huge arms. He comes following behind this tiny gnome, and he just stands behind her, kind of clocks the three of you real quick.
Yeah.
And immediately stares at Ursula as if she's the threat. Is there a problem here?
I'll step up and put myself in between.
And
I'll
kind of go to open her mouth.
No, there's no problem here. There was just a bit of a misunderstanding on pricing for the rates and such.
Yeah, it's gonna be 50 gold a day.
Ooh, 50 gold a day.
Oh, sorry, gold, not gold, credits.
Or credits. 50 credits a day, man. Might I suggest? I want to cast suggestion.
Okay.
That while we're here, well, how about we're not planning to be here, that much longer. We're really just out for a bit. I suggest you take these 30 credits and we'll be here, and when we leave. It's you still make money. It's not a problem. We're not really staying the whole, a whole day.
Yeah, and his eyes kind of narrow on you for a second. Sorry, I just have to look up your saving throw. I believe it's wisdom, correct?
Yes.
11 total.
Does not succeed.
He's like, 30, you say?
30.
And you'll be out of here within the next few hours.
Oh, of course. If not, we'll come
yeah.
we'll come right back and we'll give you another 30.
If it comes
For the
to
next
that.
day,
If it comes to that.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Right. Yeah.
30 credits, yeah. And the little gnome girl like looks up at him like, what are you doing? That's less than what they were going to pay me before.
Mhm.
And he's just like, move along. It's fine. Let him be.
Yeah. Until next time. And I just thanks.
He kind of heads back after the little gnome girl. Quick thinking. All right. So your ship is not going to be impounded unless you don't come back after, a day. So now you're on one of these sky structures. What would you like to do? What's the plan?
Iris is gonna look at Enfred and be like, "Nice one, bro."
Right. Well, no problem, you guys. Let's not jump to like straight up, I don't know, murder right away. God, such a kid.
While you are chatting, I want to add one of those soldiers to the viewing list. You can look at the trooper option that are in the email that I sent you. That should be popping up for the audience any moment as well. So you can see with these troopers that you got a glimpse of before, they're in that all white armor, and there seems to be this like coursing energy, this bluish energy that runs through their armor. And yeah, that's kind of one of the things that you notice. But what's the plan? Are you making your way down, or?
Well, yeah, I want to find the easiest way into this.
So
into this thing.
What we're on is we're on a giant gear. We've landed the ship, and are we far away from the build? We're a little bit a ways of the building, and it's kind of like it's like a city around us.
Yeah, let me give you a little bit better of a description.
Okay.
So yeah, the surface of the planet is made up of essentially massive gears that all interlock and work together.
Mm-hmm.
In between those is just pits and rivers of acid. You traverse getting from one gear to the other when the teeth meet. And that certain section where the teeth meet, those are the areas that you can pass over. Depending on the size of the gear, it's moving at different rates. If someone's living on the gear, they know how long it takes for the gear to make its next turn and click, so they can prepare, because when it clicks, generally it's like a mini earthquake. So there's that. On top of each of these gears, each gear is so large that there's a city on each one pretty much. So there's, the one that you're in currently has some skyscraper type buildings. There's a section that have 1 to 2 story buildings. And as you make your way down through the lift and this sky tower, you come out into the alley below, and it stinks. It smells just like rotted food, BO. Just the acid has definitely been just eating away and burning things, and it makes that acrid smell. It is not a nice place. You see a lot of homeless people leaning against buildings, just drinking bottles, and Some might be passed out. It's hard to tell. But it's a lot of the buildings are run down. But you would estimate when you were on top of the Sky Tower, you'd estimate that it's probably going to be about a 15 to 20-minute walk to the laboratory.
All right. Well,
Lovely.
I would say you're kind of in the skyscraper section, and maybe about 10 minutes of travel will get you into like lower level buildings.
all right. Well, I know I have some disguise benefits. I can maybe make myself look perhaps like one of the guards. But that
okay.
does leave you two. Not sure what our hook could be here.
Maybe if you make yourself look like one of the guards, one of us could be like a prisoner of sorts or suspicious and going in for interrogation.
Yeah, and if we're going into a laboratory, Ursula might be a good candidate to maybe play like a scientist of sorts. And get her like a white cloak, or maybe she's flown in for a special consult, maybe.
Ooh.
I
But
could be the
then-
bodyguard.
That leaves you. Yeah.
If she was especially flown in, it could mean that she is a person of high ranking in need of a bodyguard, and I could be the personal bodyguard.
It's true. Could do that.
Ursula, Poe lands on your shoulder, and just in your ear, kind of quietly, it's scope it out. Scope it out.
Mhm.
You are still.
Sorry,
in the
I was on
area.
mute. No,
All the
doggos.
woofums.
Yes, all the borks. Yes.
Bork
I'd like
Nork.
to ask- Huh?
You're heading in to save Bork Nork.
Bork
I
Nork.
know, the science orc.
Yes.
This is very important.
Bork Nork, the science orc.
Taking it very
Go,
seriously. Ursula is very compelled. So yes, I'm gonna see if I can get Poe to go and have a peek.
Yeah. All right. Sure. So you kind of get to the outskirts of this massive laboratory. The structure is just huge, and there is a fence all around. It's like a 10-foot chain link fence, but there is that wire up top, the serrated wire, whatever, barbed wire. And yeah, so you send. Now, how does this work can you see? I know you can see through its eyes, right? You can kind of go into a trance.
Erg. I can communicate with it telepathically. I can see through its eyes if I use it as an action.
Okay. So yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. You're not in combat or anything.
And I can hear what it hears until the start of the next turn.
Sure. So give me a perception check for your bird. So whatever the bird's
bird.
wisdom stat would be, unless it has a perception bonus.
Passive perception is 13. So
So it
perception
gets a +3.
All right, so 12. So
12.
passive was better, but whatever.
Sure. Were you sending Poe to the northern side, the western side, southern side, or eastern side?
Well, now which side? It looks like the western side might be the dumbest way to break in because we're in the middle of both things. But otherwise, we have to walk all the way up and around. I'm guessing. Which way are we approaching it from?
That's your choice. Oh, at the moment you're on the western side. It's like you're heading toward where the main entrance would be. There's a gate in the chain link fence at that area. There are a couple guards standing there.
Okay.
And then there's a distance of about 100 feet from the chain link fence to the building itself. Pretty desolate, just metallic ground of the gear.
Okay, I don't know why, but I feel like I would want to just walk past that one and go to the other one.
The loading dock.
Yeah. I just want to see their reaction to me walking by.
Well, we got to check for post. Let's see. Are we heading up north to take a look?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah. So Poe will kind of flap up to the northern entrance, which is their loading dock area. It's odd that there's no opening in the fence. It looks like whatever ships are docking to deliver their goods to this facility, they fly in and then kind of land down by the extended piece, that kind of dockish area. So it's up to you what you want to do. But as Poe is flying by, you can see that there are 2 guards posted outside of the loading dock. There's currently 1 ship being unloaded with a few warehouse workers that are unloading it. And the left side of the dock is open at the moment. And that's what Poe sees. Well, that's what you see through Poe's eyes.
Okay. All right. So I assume he's on his way back, and I can tell everybody. It looks like we might have been able to just land right in here.
I will say your ship is probably too big to land at this loading dock.
Oh, all right. Because I was gonna do the whole like, oh, we could have parked closer.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Bag move.
No, your ship, unfortunately, this is more for like small transport ships to bring goods in and out, chemicals, supplies, whatever would be needed in the facility. So
Okay.
I will leave you to make a plan, the 3 of you.
Quick question. Would our ship have a little escape pod or pod of type?
I would say, yeah, probably.
Would we be able to get into one of those and fly those and park it closer?
Certainly could, sure.
Okay. So Iris is gonna look at our servings and say,
I feel like the pod could probably only fit like 1 or maybe 2 people if you squeeze.
I can always try and get in by myself if you guys. I can disguise if you guys want to fly in, but
I don't mind having to squeeze.
This place also has armed guards posted outside. Hopefully you can come up with a good story as to why you're here.
What a great
True.
story. Knock, knock. Who's there? Death.
Oh, if you guys fly in, I could be once you're in, I could be your guard to come up, escort you into the facility.
That works. Especially if we're going with the called in scientist and bodyguard. It would make sense to have someone on the inside.
Try doing that.
Right.
What could go wrong?
So many things.
We
Could
all
go
practice
wrong.
saying that we're here to see Bork Nork, the science orc.
Special consult on a need to know basis. And yeah, maybe we can do that.
This is your plan. You're
Sounds
gonna
good to me.
head back to your ship, get the pod, have 2 of you fly in on that, have M. Frett be your like manager guy and ask to speak to Borknork, the science orc. Interesting. All right.
Yeah.
Well, we're
Sure.
gonna find out how well that
Awful
works.
idea.
Because we're going to be ending right here as you approach the northern loading dock entry. Actually, no, because you need to go back to your ship. We'll say that you go get your little pod, and the 2 of you, Ursula and Iris, you fly it in and land as Emfret. How are you getting in?
I would like to observe how the Dragonborns interact with each other, the comings and goings, I guess. And I'm going to try probably to impersonate them to Yeah,
Okay.
to my
Sure.
best of my ability, and
Give me a charisma check.
sure. Boop.
Kind of study and kind of get into character a little bit.
Yes. A 19.
19. Okay, we got to write that down. Keep that in mind for next time because it's going to
Okay.
determine some things. So yeah, I feel like as you're kind of watching and preparing yourself and kind of getting an idea, you can watch them.
Mhm.
And as soon as your pod lands, the two dragonborn, they kind of look at each other. One of them kind of elbows the other, and so the one that got elbowed begins to walk toward your pod, and that's where we're going to end for today. We'll pick that up next time, and we'll see what happens.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
So thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.